with the theme of International Forum of Women in Local Governments, I would like to thank to all of our guests who contributed to the forum with their opinions, evaluations, experiences, and offers, personally and on behalf of my nation. Reaching approximately to a number of 5 million in terms of its members and being one of the largest women's organizations in the world, AK Party Women's Branch deserves special thanks for organizing this important meeting, and I congratulate them for it. Although Turkish women gained the right to vote and to be elected in 1934, they have made a major step forward in the last 17 years. While the rate of women's representation in political institutions was at the level of 4.5%, for example, we were able to bring it over to 17% in Turkish National Grand National Assembly during our government rule. Not only we will celebrate December 5th, the date when women were given the right to elect as Women's Rights Day, but we will also execute it into form of action. Of course, the level we are at now is not sufficient, but we should not overlook the importance of the distance covered. In the local elections held in March, we want to have at least one-third of the seats in municipal councils allocated for women. Although this ratio has not been achieved considering the number of those elected, a higher number of women take responsibility in municipal councils than before, as we observe. In the next elections, we will work to ensure that our women find a larger place in both the lists of candidates and municipal councils with higher rates. During the sessions of the forum, issues such as the representation of women in local administrations from Turkey and different parts of the world, their perspectives about city-related problems, their projects and solutions will be addressed. This way, both the experience sharing and the success examples are shown with the women who will aspire to similar tasks. From really difficult geographies such as Afghanistan, Somalia, and Iraq, we also have female local administrators with us. Such examples are indicative that success can be achieved regardless of circumstances when it is preserved and when one perseveres and endeavors. Of course, we do not think it's right to take such a task by quotas or coercion. It is not possible for rights granted by endowment, grace, or coercion to be permanent if they are not achieved through struggle. But no one can take away the rights from someone who fought for them tooth to nail, wholeheartedly, and with perseverance and talent. In this respect, I expect all our women to be more active in every level of politics. Thus, it will be easier for us to translate our such efforts into actual results. I hope today's forum will be an important milestone in this respect. During the 7th Grand Congress of AK Party and also for the administration of district, county, provincial organizations and headquarters, I would like to emphasize that I will stand with our women in their struggle. You will want, you will work, you will struggle, and we will support you, and hopefully we will achieve the desired outcomes. I firmly believe that women who are successful in every aspect of life will come to the positions we aim in politics. distinguished ladies, distinguished guests, one of the secrets of AK Party's success, perhaps the most important one, is that it has succeeded in reaching out to women and being able to find a place in their hearts. We have achieved this result with the efforts of our friends at Common Cause, who have been going door to door for 635 days a year trying to reach out to every woman, becoming sad with their troubles and happy with the joy. While some pursued to gain political means by exploiting the name, distress, and expectations of women for years, we stood by women in every matter, because in our opinion, a society that excludes women has given up half of its power and potential. My brothers and sisters, in our belief, since Adam and Eve, men and women have lived together, served God together, reproduced, and made the world what it is today, now all together. Our own history is built on the success and sacrifice of women. Brothers and sisters of Anatolia glamorized our civilization, culture, values, and made it our eternal homeland together. We built our future with our children, who are educated and given with their personality traits and provided with basic education by our women coming from every field of life. And even on the battlefields, we achieved victory with the sacrifice of our women. From Nene Hatun to Nezahat Corporal, from Sherife's sister to Kara Fatma, we preserved our independence thanks to the gallant struggles of many female heroines. Aybike teacher and Esma officer, treacherously martyred by the terrorist organization, and hundreds of other women massacred in and out of our borders, are the current flag bearers of this struggle. About Esma officer, Officer Esma. About our non-commissioned officer Esma, our commanders in the Ministry of Defense made an interesting command. As a woman, she has been one of the bravest and the most talented in bomb disposal and diffusion, and she fell a martyr while disposing a bomb. May she rest in peace. For our martyrs, we don't have much to say. They're neighbors to our great prophet, and they have a high station. They set example to you, to us all. They are role models. They are guides. I would like to congratulate our female medics who performed their duties in the middle of the conflict zones for the fight against terrorism in Syria and within our borders for their heroism. I would like to thank them personally and on behalf of you all. Within the parliament, there are those who are supported by terrorist organizations. And there are those who try to ignore our female martyrs and ignore children martyrized. uh, how are we going to talk about them? In what terms we will address them? When it comes to speaking within and outside of the parliament, they talk about the children killed. They never talk about the slaughters or massacres done in Bingöl or in other areas. And they never talk about our 41 martyrs in Istanbul. All that police and civilian brothers and sisters in Vezneciler district, their walk to martyrdom, they never talk about them. What harm did they make? They left work and were going back home on their way back home from school. Our children martyrized. How are you going to explain such cases? The fact that you are called a political party will not make it enough for you. Sooner or later, at the polls or in courts, you will be held accountable. Those who every time they open their mouths and talk about human rights, indeed ignore the children and women whom the terrorist organizations exploited, abused, and executed, and we did not forget those people. In Diyarbakir, the mothers who kept watch regardless of rough weather conditions in order to protect their children who were kidnapped by the separatist terrorist organization has been defeated. They defeated the bloody and the terrorists. And we know that now 100 days have passed, and our stance still remains. And one of those mothers of Diyarbakir now has got back together with her child, and we hope the same for all the other mothers. We have called on the whole world to support this rightful and dignified stance of the mothers of Diyarbakir, but they are not attending to it. And do you know why? Let me say an important thing. There is a Nobel Prize scandal, in particular about the Nobel scandal. Bakir İzzet Begovic, our brother, thanked to us, and I would like to respond to him with another thank sent from Turkey. And all the politicians who support that dignified stance, I would like to thank to them personally and on behalf of my country and my nation. For a civilized world, a Nobel Prize cannot be given to the representative of the group of vampire intellectuals, one member of which is that person called Hanke. So for us, now there is no such organization called Nobel anymore, and it is not an organization in our view anymore which gives such prizes rightfully and on equal basis. It is an organization now which has fully and completely become politicized. So the prizes you will give will not make you right. This prize is not the same as the one given to Mr. Aziz Sancar or Mr. Orhan Pamuk. You cannot deceive anyone, and you will not be able to do so. My brothers and sisters, we will continue with our determination as we have done so far. In every field of life, we feel the increasing effectiveness and power of women. While the labor force participation rate of women did not even reach 28% in 2002, it has approached to 35% today. The rate of women in employment is about to reach 30% from 25. In many sectors, especially in the fields of education, finance, health, judiciary, and academia, the employment rate of women is quite high. And the almost equal distribution of gender among our children attending to universities indicates that the increase in female employment will continue. We are only but proud of such a picture. Of course, we have problems, especially violence against women, which we must continue to struggle against. However, we cannot allow those who try to overshadow this beautiful picture by way of exaggerating a number of exceptional events. Once we accept that women's issue is first and foremost a human issue, many things will fall into their due places. When the most blessed and honored of the created is treated according to this blessing bestowed, the world will become much more beautiful for all of us. And women possess a rare station among the whole humanity. They are mothers. And the Prophet in one hadith said, the heavens are under the footsteps of mothers. So it does not say fathers, the hadith. It says the mothers. This is crucial here. That is why we kiss the soles of the feet of our mother. I did so. I had that scent. I suggest you kiss the feet of your mother too, because mothers are special, and that is why you need to feel and smell that. That is why, with this understanding, we are working to eliminate injustices, bullying, wrongdoings, and incomplete perceptions and practices against women. In this context, every step taken in this direction will strengthen the status of all women. And on the other hand, it should be known that every wrong step will make the efforts go wasted. We will defend the rights of our women without falling into the pits of over and understatements. We will keep up with this struggle until there is no single woman who has been persecuted, who has suffered injustice, and who, even more importantly, has been hurt in our country and in the world. Any woman, since until there is no women as such left, we will build the future of Turkey with our women, and I hope the future of the world will be shaped as such. Distinguished guests, where women are of issue, not mentioning family cannot be accepted, because the women are the pillars of families. They hold the families together. Without the God-given ability of women for embracing care, compassion, or affection, it is not possible for the family institution to survive. We are aware, of course, that such an approach places a huge responsibility on the shoulders of women, but women have the strength and ambition, the determination to handle this burden. Today, the biggest problem of the developed countries is that the family institution is completely destroyed in some aspects or partially destroyed in some other aspects. The greatest danger awaiting countries like Turkey, which near the highest level of development, is the shaking of the family institution. Every act to remove women from the family means targeting the humanity itself, separating family from women, women from men, women from children, and from each other, especially bringing them against each other, is a mentality that has never belonged to us and it is never of good intentions. We recently discussed and elaborated on these issues at a meeting of the social development ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. In order to look into our future with confidence, we have to establish a strong link in between our increasing financial development levels and the family institution. Otherwise, our fate will be the same as the others. One of the reasons behind is the xenophobia rising in the West is the concern that their population is decreasing due to the collapse of the family structure. No matter how rich you are, if you don't have a strong family structure, that is the social fabric that will survive as a society, you are destined to disappear. We are taking all the necessary measures in order not to be in such a condition. We suggest our friends behave the same way. The will of women, who are the pillars of the family institution, is the key to the solution of the problem. And the politics, the education, work, or career do not eliminate the importance of women within the family. On the contrary, women who are equipped in this way, who expand their horizons, as such, will embrace their families much more strongly. And hopefully, our women will successfully overcome this burden and make sure that we look into our future with confidence. Distinguished guests, local governments, which are the subject of our agenda, are essentially one of the most active areas for women. As a brother to you who served as the mayor of a metropolitan city, I know the importance of such an activity because the activities of local administrations are the activities that directly touch the human life and involve everyone on a daily basis. In rural areas, people may maintain their livelihoods in one way or another. However, there is a need for the support, infrastructure, and services of local governments in cities. Nowadays, when a significant portion of the population lives in cities, the role played by the municipality is increasingly becoming more and more important. In Turkey, it is AK Party which made local governments real service units in the real sense of the words. We have empowered the municipalities and provincial administrations in terms of resources, authority, and initiative, and they have reached their current levels. With the metropolitan city practices, we ensure that the basic infrastructure services can be provided to our cities. With a holistic approach, we will continue our reforms in the field of local governments in the coming periods, both in terms of the level we have arrived and in terms of our targeted position. We need stronger support from our women in all local administration levels, the more effective women are in tasks such as being a mayor or being in the municipal council as a member, and also a provincial council member or muhtar, the easier it will be to solve the problems. As in the other areas of politics and working life, much better services will emerge in local governments in all matters that comes in contact with a woman's touch and elegance. We can see it from many examples around the world. We listened to Madam Mayor from Indonesia. And as a matter of fact, our local administrators who are coming from other countries and who are among us are proof of this. With your leadership and guidance, I believe the number of women working in local governments will increase. And the cooperation between among yourselves as local administrators will further strengthen you. As a matter of fact, I see the agreement between Gaziantep Metropolitan Municipality and Indonesia Surabaya Municipality as an exemplary cooperation step, and I hope that it will be auspicious. With these feelings, I wish once again that our meeting will be instrumental for everyone. I would like to thank to everyone who has contributed to the meeting. I would like to congratulate our women's branch and extend my deepest love and respect. Thank you.
Kadın kollarımız adına AK Parti Genel Başkanımız Sayın Lütfiye Selva Çam sizlere hediyemizi takdim edecekler. Bu kıymetli anı ölümsüzleştirmek üzere konuk belediye başkanlarımızı da sahneye davet ediyorum. Tüm konuk misafirlerimiz, konuk belediye başkanlarımız ve Türkiye'den şuramıza katılan belediye başkanlarımız, kadın